A year ago, I had absolutely no idea what a quantitative risk analyst actually did. Fast forward an entire summer working as one, and honestly, still not 100% sure. But that's exactly why I'm making this video. Hey everyone, I'm Michele, but you can call me Mike. I just wrapped up a summer internship at Citibank here in Warsaw. Yeah, I'm still here making this video. I study international economics and management at Bocconi University, actually just finished my second year of bachelor, and in this video I would really like to give you a genuine and unfiltered view of what it's like working in Citibank, basically a bulge bracket bank, but not in London or like in those big cities, but in Warsaw, which is a bit different. I divided this video in 4 sections. So we'll get through how I got the offer, what kind of work I did, the best moment I'll never forget, and some takeaways I'll bring with me forever. So before the video actually starts, I want to make a disclaimer. What I'm going to say does not reflect Citi opinions, and it's just my view, right? So I'm not speaking on behalf of Citi, just my thoughts. So let's rewind to where all it started. So it was around October, just started my second year of bachelor, and I found this mentoring program. It was this program run by the Citi Risk Division, which is based in Warsaw, let's say. It was a series of one-on-one meetings, basically, with a senior professional. I was, in my case, a director. At that point, I'd just finished a summer school at the London School of Economics. It was called Analysis and Management of Financial Risk. Tell me if you want maybe a video about this experience as well. In general, the application was pretty straightforward. I had to send the CV, a couple of behavioral questions, and within a week, HR reached out. The first interview was pretty casual, like I spoke with this HR, and I told them the truth. I never wanted to become like a quant, right? It wasn't my dream since when I was a child. It was just that, okay, the last summer I did this course at LSE, and I said, okay, maybe this could be a great experience, right? And apparently that worked. So I got into the mentoring program and I was paired with this amazing mentor. Hi Georgi, if you're watching this video right now. We connected over basketball and talked about his career, what he did before joining Citi, and also what it was like working in Citibank here in Warsaw. Honestly, we describe this program as a kind of spring week, but stretched on several months, so not just concentrated in 1 week or whatever it is. After a couple of months of this mentoring program, I received an invitation from the HR to participate in the summer internship application, so to apply for this. I did it. I did the HR interview, the first one, and the HR told me, yeah, you can move on. You can go to the next round, right? It was the technical round, also the last one. But here comes the plot twist. I was really confident because I said, yeah, that's great. She told me I can pass on to the next round, but right before Christmas, I get an email. It literally said, unfortunately, we won't be able to proceed with your application because you do not meet the technical requirements for this role. I felt a bit weird because I was really confident. They told me, you're gonna pass it to the next round, and this happened. So what a plot twist, right? Trust me, it didn't feel Christmas at all. But then, after the winter holidays, an email arrives, and it is literally from the HR. And it was saying, so actually we made a mistake. If you're interested in it, you can move on to the next round. So it felt like Christmas again, right? So the technical interview was actually adapted to my level. I was in second year bachelor, as I told you, second year of undergrad. So no one expected me to solve partial differential equations in my mind. And I just did some macros, some computer science, probability, so financial maths as well, statistics. It was basically this kind of stuff. One question I still remember was, what would happen to inflation, unemployment, output, and interest rates if Trump deported 1 million Mexicans away from the US? Eventually, I got the offer and I accepted it the same day. So if you're applying to a similar role, my advice really, guys, is focus on statistics a lot. I guess this was the main subject you need to be good at, and also some basics of financial maths. You need to kind of know some bases of Python, maybe R, and also Excel is pretty good if you're able to use it. Now let's talk about my work. So I joined a team called ICAP Macroeconomics Scenario Design Team. Whoa, that's a very long name. In reality, I didn't work with this team, but I worked for another team which was based in Texas, I guess. And I was working on the development and also on the backtest and forecast of some models. Basically, I was working for the model development team. We all fall under the same division in risk, which is Enterprise Risk Management, ERM. So my project was building these macroeconomic models, or let's say econometric models, right? And the goal was making these models for internal risk planning. In short, I developed these linear equations, for example, y equal x1 plus x2 and whatever. And the goal was to predict the performance of different economic sectors. I started using Excel in order to understand a bit more the dynamics of what I was going to do, and then I moved on to Python, which is really way more powerful, and it is way easier to use it. I must say that Copilot was great, was my best friend during this internship, because you could actually use it to, write some code or even to debug it. The environment was also a huge plus. I'm going to develop a couple of points here. So let's start from people. People were really relaxed, were chilled, friendly. I didn't expect this environment actually. I thought I would have met some more stressed people, maybe someone who was not really friendly, while here was completely different. Like, I want really to stress that fact, because here in Poland there is a strong focus on employee well-being. Citi really believes in it and promotes this culture as well. And you're not expected to work crazy hours. You just need to do your job in the hours you're assigned to you. Like in my case, they were a classical 9 to 5 jobs, so 8 hours, but in the 8 hours it was also included a lunch break, and you could take 1 hour as a lunch break. But in some cases, if you were out with colleagues or if you just had time, you could also do 1 hour and a half. No one was clock watching you, right? You could work 7 hours a day at maximum, and you needed to do your tasks. And if you were not able to finish that, it meant that or you received too much workload, and this could happen. In my case, it didn't. But in most of the cases, you just need to find smarter ways, smarter solutions to be able to organize your time better. That said, managers are really good at workload, in the sense that they don't overload you, or they don't give you extra work just because you need to do it. Actually, I had some free time to, play table football with my friends, or just to relax on the massage chair we had at my floor, so it was really good. Citi is a global firm. What do I mean by that? I mean two things. The first one is that, as I said before, I was working with someone from another part of the globe, right? From America. And this was really weird, let's say, because sometimes if you work in the same time zone, you just text them on Teams and someone replies, right? But if you're working with someone from the US, you need to structure your email in a different way. You just need to, write everything in one email, because you cannot have a continuous conversation. I don't know if you get my point. So the second point is that there were a lot of people from different countries other than Poland or Italy. There were a lot of people from Lebanon, from Albania, from the UK, Spain, Russia, Ukraine, so all around Europe. Fun fact, the Italian community here at Citibank is huge, also in Warsaw. I met a lot of Italians, and it was great, because sometimes I needed to speak Italian. It was good. While being in an international environment, you could just speak with them, and it felt like home. Speaking of lunch, I've never almost ate alone. I guess just once, because I was really hungry, because I used to eat quite early. I don't know, right, like around 12. And in the north of Italy it's quite common, while here there was people mostly from the center south of Italy. I used to eat with Italians because we used to have a big group. Sometimes I also ate and had lunch with my fellow interns or someone from my team, but we have different schedules, different habits. It was a bit difficult to have lunch with different people every single day. If it was sunny, we went outside into the garden, let's say, and if it was raining, we stayed inside at our floor kitchen. The hybrid setup was really good too. So we could work from home twice a week. Actually, the other days we could just show up to the office, work there, a couple of hours, and then continue back home. Flexibility wasn't just about location, it was also about time, because my working hours were 9 to 5, but I could go to the office at 10, went out at 6, or if I finished my tasks and I didn't need to do anything else, I could just go home earlier. No one says, no, you need to stay in the office because you need to show that you're working. If I had to pick one highlight from my internship, it wasn't the models, it wasn't the code, it wasn't the forecasts, it was actually the day I got to present and to moderate a panel during a risk division event. So imagine being in this huge room. It was actually the Sky office at the Citi headquarters here in Warsaw. I was speaking in front of my colleagues, my senior colleagues, and also my senior, not partners, let's say directors and whatever. It was really incredible, because I spoke sometimes to a group of people, but never in a corporate event. Okay, what was my job? Basically hosting this Q&A panel where risk analysts and summer analysts discussed, and summer analysts asked questions and risk analysts basically answered them. But it wasn't just, as I told during the panel, a series of question and answers. I wanted it to be like a moment of sharing where you can literally take the most out of this. When it was over, a couple of senior managers approached me and said, you know, you have a talent for this. And are you sure that you want to do risk and not something different? And yeah, that really stuck with me. This reminded me that internships aren't just about technical stuff. They're also a good time to enhance and to also improve your soft skills, right? Not just the technical ones. So of course everything was not perfect. I guess that the hardest part at the beginning was actually the setup, because I received my computer, which is actually there. It was a Lenovo ThinkPad. Let me take it. Okay, it is this computer. You can see it here. This is the computer they gave me, and yeah, it is a Windows computer. Not many people know that I'm a Apple fan, because I have Mac. I've been using Mac since 2014, I guess. I used Windows just from 2010 to 2014. Yeah, it was pretty difficult to me for me to adapt to this new way of working, let's say. Okay, I did it in a couple of days, but the most difficult part was actually setting up everything, in the sense that Citi, like any other big firms, has its own marketplace where you can order things. You cannot plug USB drives into the computer if you haven't asked for the permission to your manager. Also installing Python, Miniconda, Copilot with GitHub. It was really long. I guess it took like 3 weeks, more or less. However, by the end of the summer, I'd realized that I'd grown a lot in my technical skills, in my coding skills, in my modeling skills, and my confidence. And I guess that what I learned are some skills that can be really transferable to any kind of field: consulting, banking, strategy, management, sales, really wherever. So what's next? I'm finishing my last year at Bocconi. Actually, this semester from September to December, I'll be in Barcelona studying at UPF, University Pompeu Fabra. Let me ask you if you want to have a video also about that experience. I'll stay there for the Erasmus, so for 1 semester, which is actually 3 months, but they call it semester. Whatever. Now I'm still looking for different opportunities around, like in different sectors. Looking for masters, looking for graduate programs. I don't know, maybe I'll come back to Citi. I don't know. I'm open to every kind of opportunity. I would like to sincerely thank Citi for this great experience. It has been really good. From the HR who supported me during the interviews, to my manager and to my fellow interns and colleagues who supported me and during the coffee breaks and who taught me how to play table football. So that's it for the video. If you have any comments or any questions, just drop it in the comment sections and I'll be happy to answer them. I hope that this gave you an insight of what it was like working at Citi as a quant risk analyst, or as they call it. So thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the biggest risk is not taking one. See you, bye!